Well, I am Ted Myers with Kunja Mosul, and I'm here today with a special guest.
I'm Kara Latimer, candidate for mayor for the city of Cibolo, business owner and beekeeper.
I am so excited to be here with you. I have heard so much about you. My wife has been working with you with the Chamber of Commerce.
Yes.
And so thank you so much for coming out. So you're running for mayor.
Yes.
That's exciting.
It is exciting.
Why?
So, one of the reasons why I chose to run for mayor instead of a council seat is because the mayor's job is not really political. I know that doesn't sound very true, but the mayor doesn't have a vote most of the time. So the mayor is leading from a position of education, transparency, um, making sure that all sides of the story and the point of contention is heard, making sure that everything is verified, right? Trust but verify. And so the mayor gets to support the people, the voice of the people, the voice of the elected, and tie it back into the actual bureaucracy that goes on within the system.
That sounds really important. It sounds difficult. I mean, that just sounds like there's a lot going on there. Is that kind of an intimidating thing to step into?
Well, it depends, right? I mean, it can be if you are stepping into that arena to win your battles, to have a personal agenda and try to get something, an agenda done. If you are stepping into that arena, really listening to the voice of the people, really trying to pay attention to the whole of the construct, the root cause of the issue and solving that problem, or you're trying to look at different ways of creating it. You know the story of if you ask a child how many uses are there for a paperclip, right? And then the child asks you, can the paperclip be 100 feet and made of rubber, right? We need that kind of mind when we're looking at solving problems within the city. Can the paperclip be 100 feet tall and made of rubber? And so as we go out and ask these questions of the public, of the citizens, of the residents, can we solve the problem in this way? You'll get more response, you'll get more clarity, and you'll be able to make better solutions for the community as a whole.
That's interesting. What are some of the problems that you were looking at for solutions just on the onset of taking on a responsibility like this in Cibolo?
Oh man, so we have a water issue. But before the water issue, I'm going to talk about the budget issue.
Oh.
So a lot of times this is not people's favorite part. As long as they can turn the water on, flip the switch and the lights come on, and they can drive to and from work, they don't really want to talk about the aspect of the budgeting. But budgeting is part of our future growth. So infrastructure has to be funded for businesses to be able to come here and thrive and support us financially, right? It's a symbiotic relationship between residents and businesses. And you know this because many of your customers are residents, right?
Absolutely.
These precious children that you serve, they are the whole of who the community is, right? The future of the community. And so when we look at budgeting, that is one of my biggest concerns. Are we taking our funds and applying them to the things that matter for the future growth and for the future support of the residents of our city? And then water and surprisingly enough, sewer, right?
Yeah.
Like we all flush our toilets, right?
Sure.
And how we fund that, how we take care of that is a critical component. And we have all of this above FM 78, right? All of beautiful Cibolo and Schertz. Schertz has begun growing south of FM 78, but
Yes.
Cibolo has really not done that. And in a large part, it's because we've been in kind of a conflict with the water sewer issues south of FM 78 within our jurisdiction.
Yeah.
So that is an area that is really critical that we solve those infrastructure problems, that we create good, robust, future building solutions to those problems. So those are the two primary ones.
That's huge.
Yeah. And then there's always the ones like, what do we do with Nimitz Park? How do we make that a more family-friendly area? How do we make our linear park system make sense so that kids can go out on their bikes and ride from one subdivision to the next
Safely.
off the
Yes.
streets and on paved paths, and how do we invest in structure in that? And right now the city is looking at redoing and revamping their park system, and I think that's a critical component.
Oh man, how much fun would that be?
I know, right?
That's a whole Saturday afternoon, going from one park to the next.
You know, when we were kids, we would just go out and ride our bikes and we'd be gone for days. And if we had a park system that could kind of facilitate that, that would be exciting. We
Yeah.
do have some very nice private HOA parks,
Beautiful parks.
beautiful parks.
Now we capitalize on these parks with all the kids in summer camps, and we're
Yes.
constantly visiting all these parks.
Yes.
So that is really cool, the idea of connecting them.
So tell me about that.
Well, we have summer camp programs. We pick the kids, during the school year, we pick the kids up from school. We have after school programs where the kids are able to come out here and do martial arts classes every day, instead of like sitting in a gym or told to sit still and be quiet. During the summer, we get to do amazing camps where the kids get to do like a weapons camp or an acrobatics camp, anything that's dealing with martial arts. And in the afternoons, we always take an hour to go hit a park, have some fun, relax, unwind. An hour is great because we can spray them down with sunscreen and we don't have to spray them a second time. We take water and we just have a blast. And so we hit a different park every day for a week straight, and every week we do a different park. And there's enough parks out here that we don't have to do a lot of duplicates because the kids get to do a different park every week. And so it's a blast.
That's awesome.
And so Cibolo has wonderful parks for us. And some of the HOA parks or some of the city parks too. We do them both. We do it all. And so it works out really good. And we really don't have any issues finding parking for the buses either. The buses fit in most of the parks too. So
That's amazing. That's so awesome that you're getting them outside.
and we're utilizing what's already there.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, we had a park. I won't tell you which park, but we had a park where somebody in the neighborhood was upset that our kids were out there in the park doing what kids do. They're playing. And when kids play, they make noise. And it's like 11 o'clock in the afternoon, and we have people complaining that the kids shouldn't be out there at 11 o'clock during the day making noise during the summer. I'm like,
It's a struggle.
and the city was wonderful. The contacts I have with the city, they followed up with me and said, do it anyway. We don't care. Because that's the reason why the park is there. It is there for the community. It's there for the children. And if this person doesn't like it, they don't have to live by a park.
Well, and I think a lot of that is indicative of why community is so important,
Yes.
right? Explaining to somebody who might just need a paradigm shift, right? Hey, these are kids. We want our kids outside, not sitting in front of TVs or gaming.
Electronics.
Electronic
Oh my gosh,
screens,
yes.
right? We want to get them out from screens. Can you help us by understanding that the next generation needs to be in parks and not in front of screens? And sometimes I think just clarifying that and just explaining the intent behind it helps people to understand, this is my part in the future of Cibolo, is
Yeah.
tolerating the noise from the kids in the park.
Yeah, and of all the things we have to tolerate, isn't that a good one?
I love it. We live next to Steele High School. We hear their band. I think of that and I'm like, listen to all those future musicians. And
It's exciting.
yeah, the core of what's built, the pride of what's built in those kind of community endeavors is enormous.
So you've come through a lot of different unique struggles and challenges in your life to get to the point where you want to dedicate yourself to community service, right? What are some of the different achievements and struggles you've had to get to this point?
Well, I've been doing it for about 10 years.
And what is that?
So I've been serving on boards and commissions of the city. So planning and zoning, animal advisory, charter review, master plan, UDC, Unified Development Code. That is serving as a citizen at the city, making these bigger plan ideas come to fruit, and also off and on, but really for the last two and a half years at the chamber, working in the community structures that support the networking, the idea flow, the assistance. And so the challenges that I've had, this is a good story.
I love good stories.
All right. So when I first started, I'm a reader. I love to read things. Like, it's a passion. I literally have a passion for reading.
Excellent.
So when I started as a planning and zoning commissioner, I was kind of on the opposite side of the political, mainstream. And I read the training manual, right? I read it front to back and back to front and Googled it and read the laws and became familiar with the Texas Local Government Code 212 and 211 and all these things because I found it fascinating.
Yeah.
And one of the things that it asked us for was to find out who the floodplain administrator was. And so at the meeting, I asked, where's the floodplain administrator's stamp? And I got gavelled. But I persisted because it said to get that information in my training book.
Yes.
And so I kept asking, but how? But like it said, right? Because naively,
if it's supposed to be this way, isn't it that way?
Yes. And so, so then I got in trouble.
Really?
Yes. And they had to come and talk to me. And then they found out when I showed them, they're like, why did you keep asking this? And I showed them because it said right here in your book where I'm supposed to be trained. That training helped me to realize about the Texas Water Development Board, what a floodplain administrator was, what a stormwater management plan was. So I got in trouble, right? I had to have a meeting and people had to talk to me. And the next thing I know, the news came out and took a picture of me with my horse and asked me why I had asked that question. And it became a big issue. But for me, I didn't realize what had happened.
You didn't know you were a rabble rouser.
I didn't.
Oh, boy.
I did not. And then I felt kind of bad because I didn't mean anything by it. I was just seeking the information. But man, did I learn a lot from that. I got in touch with the Texas Water Development Board. They told me what a floodplain administrator was. They told me how to check the documents for those signatures. They told me about the stormwater management plan. They told me about why we have to have floodplain classifications. So I learned a lot about our Unified Development Code for retention, detention ponds. It was great. It was it super motivated me because people were like pecking me like a chicken, right? Bad,
Sure.
bad. But then I wanted the answer.
Yes.
I wanted to know. And so instead of sinking out and being like, oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have asked that question, I was like, well, let's learn.
Exactly.
Let's learn. And so I did. And so instead, that was one of the issues that I took and really moved forward with. It's like, okay, you're going to ask questions. People are going to be complaining about it.
Sure.
Like you had people saying, why are these kids at the park? And you just keep on keeping on.
Yes.
Changing people's paradigms, changing people's perceptions. We have a flooding issue. We need to know how to deal with it.
That's awesome. I think that's just a great example of how setbacks really start change, and that sounds like an amazing change our community needed.
Yeah,
That's
and
awesome.
I needed it.
Yeah.
I needed to know that no matter what happened when I went out in front of a bunch of people, no matter what they said about me, no matter the criticisms that were made of me, I needed to have the self-confidence to come back and say, no, I read this. I need this answer. You can't just shame me into silence.
Yes.
I'm going to keep asking.
Excellent.
Yes.
Yes, we need that.
Yes. Yes.
So now, so for the past 10 years or so, you've already been working within this, the community, serving the community and local government. The past, 2.5 years with the Chamber of Commerce
Yes.
as well, which that's a whole nother level of service. And then you have a business that you and your family, you guys run a business too.
Yes.
What's that been like? Trying with balancing your service in the community and having business at the same time.
I think so my husband and I started the business in 2001.
What kind of business is it?
It's a custom swimming pool building company.
Oh, cool.
Yes. And
Now the water connection makes sense.
yes. Right. I'm a licensed irrigator as well.
There you go.
So the swimming pool building and working with your family. Talk about talk about getting to really learn how to deal with people's perception, people's roles, all of that comes into play, because when you step into a family business, you still carry your role as mom or wife or sister, or whatever you're stepping into that role is. And you have to balance that out with I'm the contract signing person, or I'm the final decision on whether this moves forward or not, right? And that has to be done in an arena where you are super respectful of your loved ones' feelings and ideas and constructs, but still asserting yourself. So I think kindness, empathy, different approaches, trying all different kinds of approaches. If you are going to have confrontation or conflict, being able to say, hey, we're going to have a conflict, but that conflict isn't personal between you and I. This is a idea conflict.
An issue-based conflict.
Thank you. An issue-based conflict, and we're going to stick to that issue,
Yes.
right? And we're going to clarify and clean out and take care of that issue. So that's the one thing I would tell about people that are entrepreneurial, that want to work with their families. You really need to work on issue-based conflict resolution. And you need to be able to give grace and space.
Yeah.
Grace and space. And so having the self-control to give grace and space is absolutely
I would call that a virtue.
I would call it success. Because without those ideas, you're not gonna survive it.
Yes.
The world is too hard. But running a business has been, people always say, I want to run my own business. Well, then you better be prepared to clean out the toilets. You better be prepared to run the grocery run, or the whatever you're having to pick up run, the hardware run, whatever run it is, the latest after work hours, and figuring out that work-life balance is critical. And serving.
Yes.
You have to serve. And when you serve your community, it does two things. One, it connects you to other people, right? The greater community, that body of community. And then it humbles you. Because whatever problem, whatever issue, whatever idea that's rattling around in your skull, which they're valid. I'm not trying to say they're not.
Sure.
But being connected to other people, seeing other people's issues, feeling other people's struggles.
Gives you perspective.
That is why service is critical. Because when you own your own business, you can become
self-important.
Yes, self-important, your own demigod. And you really need to avoid that, because owning your own business is about serving the community, being there for your people, 100%.
The job title I carry, and for people that walk in, I always introduce myself pretty much the same way. I'm the head janitor.
Exactly.
It's my job to clean up messes.
Exactly.
That's all I do.
Yes, with a smile.
Yes.
I'm so glad I could help. That kind of inner peace, right? Mm-hmm. When you can come to the job happy to clean up. And happy.
Isn't that a lot of what the mayor is going to be doing, just cleaning up the messes as life goes on?
At least the discussions.
Yes.
The authority of the mayor kind of doesn't give us the jurisdiction to clean it up, but it certainly gives us the jurisdiction to clean up the conversation.
Sometimes the conversation needs to be cleaned up.
Yes.
Big time.
Yes.
Well,
Issues-based.
Yes. I really appreciate you coming out today. Is there anything you want to share with our families and our kids about any of your goals, visions, dreams?
Well, I think community health and wellness is a big component of our identity here in Cibolo. And so what I really admire about your business is that you are about community health and wellness. We need that in our community because it helps our minds. Our physical health and well-being helps us help each other. So get out and get active.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Guys, if you have not been involved in local government, this vote matters. I know she has an opponent, but, you know, when we all show up, the votes go the way they need to. So I really hope you win. When's voting day?
November 5th.
November. Is
Tuesday.
it early voting?
Yes, from October 21st to October 30th.
And where can we go to vote?
Oh, it depends on where in the county. So you can go anywhere. We have open voting. There'll be the firehouse, the green building off of Ebel. On election day, it will change.
Sure.
So if you don't know where to go and you live in Guadalupe County, go to the Guadalupe County Elections Office, and they will have that posted. And I'm sure that there will be postings on other Facebook pages, but there are a number of vote centers here in Guadalupe County.
Excellent. Well, guys, get out and vote. And as always, thank you so much, and I hope to see you guys soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome.